Let's get more on the story now. I'm joined by political analyst Eusebius Mckaiser. Eusebius, it feels like we're on repeat when it comes to the DA and race, doesn't it?
It does, Shahan, and it's really sad because you and I know you, particularly from the excellent journalism in recent weeks, especially the incredible battles inside the ANC as a governing party, that the DA have some low-hanging fruit to pick. And yet, despite that, from the jobs for sex scandal to the old debate around whether race should be a proxy or not for disadvantage, we seem to be coming back in a hackneyed sort of way to all of the thematic fault lines that the DA has grappled with for the last 10 plus years.
So how on earth does the DA oppose race and gender quotas in one of the most unequal countries in the world? I'm dumbfounded by this idea. And how do they see to get voters to come to that ballot and put that cross next to their name?
Here's what they shouldn't do, Shahan, is to set up a false dichotomy between what the likes of Mike Waters wrongly referred to as racial nationalism when he responds to John Moody, the former Gauteng leader, and on the other hand, self-describing as a classic liberal, almost as if liberalism requires you to be colorblind. It is not true that the two ideological positions that are available to us is either to be colorblind and ahistorical at the one end, which would be a mistake, or to be race reductive at the other end. I think the way to square the circle, Shahan, is to keep it real, that race is an incredibly important fault line because of our colonial and apartheid past, and that race still matters in 2020, but that there is a difference between acknowledging race and being racist. You can fight for an anti-racist society in which you have color-coded language in order to address the ills of the past without necessarily awakening the ghost of Verwoerd. And it's really, really, really unfortunate that John Steenhuisen ran away from a debate with Mbalini Ntuli because the opportunity for an internal dialectic around race and redress has been lost in the run-up to this particular Congress.
So let's talk Helen Zille, right? Have her antics led to the further demise of the party, or will it see a growth with those who actually left for the FF Plus coming back? Is that going to work?
No, and it's a stupid idea from a strategy point of view. You don't need to be fluent in mathematics higher grade to understand the demographic breakdown of our country, Shahan. Even if you didn't care about principles and you only cared about capturing power, because after all, politics is in the first instance about capturing power and then converting that hopefully into something beautiful once you have your hands on the levers of the state. The truth of the matter is that the numbers are with black South Africans. So you've got to appeal to the lived experiences and realities and needs of millions of black South Africans. And running after a couple of disgruntled former white members that have now gone to the far right is not strategically the right way to go. So the fact that Helen Zille still has enormous political weight inside the Democratic Alliance, including her tone deafness, her ahistoricism, tells you that this party is not only on the wrong side of history from a moral and political point of view, it also shows you that from a strategic point of view, they're not particularly good at maths.
We're going to have to leave it right there. Politicians, math, policy, I think it's all questionable in South Africa right now, isn't it? Political analyst Eusebius Mckaiser.